Welcome back. Today, we're diving into one of the wildest debates in basketball history. WNBA star A'ja Wilson claimed she could beat NBA's Josh Hart in a one-on-one matchup, and the internet is on fire. Jeff Teague and Cheryl Miller jumped in with some brutal truths that have shaken up the sports world. Let's break it all down. But before proceeding in video, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button for further updates. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to us.
But this conversation needs to just be stopped at this stage. It's ridiculous.
Today, we're diving into a heated topic that has the sports world buzzing. A'ja Wilson made a bold statement that caught everyone's attention, but Jeff Teague and Cheryl Miller weren't having it. Their response changed the conversation entirely.
So lads, I think this is another day of talking about the most delusional fan base in the history of sport, and this might be the worst thing I have seen. This might be the worst thing I have ever seen coming from the fan base of one.
Basketball fans are absolutely stunned after Jeff Teague and Cheryl Miller delivered some brutally honest feedback. A'ja Wilson's daring claim about beating NBA players didn't just spark conversations, it triggered a storm of chaos across the basketball community.
But it doesn't make the statement false, and the reason why this statement has to be made is because of idiots like the A'ja Wilson fan base. Like, this statement should not have to be made. This is not beneficial in any way for basketball. The problem is this statement has to be made, and people are actually arguing that A'ja Wilson would be an NBA player. A'ja Wilson not only wouldn't be an NBA player, A'ja Wilson would not make any Division I
Here's the
college.
story from the start. A'ja Wilson, one of the WNBA's biggest stars, with MVP titles, all-star accolades, and championship rings, joined NBA player Josh Hart on a podcast. But what set social media on fire wasn't her resume, it was the bold statement she made during the interview.
It would be like 8 to 11. Me. I get ball first.
You get ball first.
She does get ball first.
Not gonna get it back. And you feel it, but that's gonna be your time. Like, that's gonna be your period, which is fine. I'm not saying I'm gonna go like you gonna go.
During their chat, Wilson didn't shy away from controversy. She claimed that in a one-on-one matchup against Hart, she wouldn't just hold her own, she'd win. And not just win by a slim margin. She confidently predicted a score of 11-8. For anyone unfamiliar with basketball scoring, that's a decisive win.
If you play, you would not get 11 points against Josh Hart if you played to 200. It's not a knock on A'ja Wilson. Josh Hart is a really good NBA player. Josh Hart was a starting 5 member on a USA World Championship team. Josh Hart would literally, first step, blow by A'ja Wilson, jump in the air, and if there's no contact, dunk it. Or if there is enough contact, he'd be high enough that's an open layup every single time.
Unsurprisingly, Hart was caught off guard by Wilson's bold claim. His reaction? A mix of disbelief and humor as he broke into laughter, not to mock, but clearly astonished at what he'd heard. But here's where it gets serious. Wilson didn't back down for a second, even firing back with, "Don't piss me off." She was all in.
So what do you think it'll be, Josh? Don't piss me off.
Let's pause to look at Josh Hart's credentials for context. This isn't some rookie or benchwarmer we're talking about. Hart has been a vital player on several successful NBA teams and was even part of Team USA at the World Championships. He's proven himself time and again at the highest levels of the game.
Like, the reality of the situation is like, just physically, athleticism wise. Because that's as important as anything in basketball. If skill was all that mattered, you'd see so many Filipinos in the NBA. But skill's not all that matters, size and
Enter
athleticism.
Jeff Teague, the former NBA All-Star, weighed in on the controversy, and his take flipped the script entirely. Teague came armed with facts, delivering a reality check that stopped everyone in their tracks.
Like, it's simple biology, especially in a sport where it really matters, like basketball. But obviously people are attacking Jeff Teague, and this is like,
Teague didn't just call out the claim, he broke down why it wouldn't work. He explained the massive physical and skill gaps between WNBA and NBA players. According to him, even the NBA players who rarely get off the bench are on a different level entirely, coming from backgrounds where they dominated in high school and college with jaw-dropping stats. His analysis left little room for debate.
Made when people are actually arguing that A'ja Wilson would be an NBA player. A'ja Wilson not only wouldn't be an NBA player, A'ja Wilson would not make any Division I college team. She is a 6'4" center. and that is she is a 6'4" center with no athleticism. If she played men's basketball, she is a 6'4" center with
Consider
zero
this for a moment. These are players who aren't even starters in the NBA. The ones who might see 5 or 10 minutes of game time on a good day. Yet, before reaching the pros, they were absolutely dominant at every level. That's the caliber of athleticism and skill we're discussing here. But Jeff Teague didn't stop there. He went on to break down the physical elements of the game that often go unnoticed. Let's talk about speed, strength, and vertical leap, not minor differences, but fundamental physical advantages that create an unbridgeable gap, regardless of skill. This isn't about undervaluing A'ja Wilson's accomplishments. She's an extraordinary basketball talent who has achieved remarkable milestones in the WNBA, breaking records, winning championships, and inspiring the next generation of athletes. But when it comes to competing with NBA players, we're talking about a fundamentally different level of competition. First, let's address speed. NBA players aren't just quick, they're explosively fast. These are athletes who can cover the entire court in seconds. Their first step is so rapid, it seems like they're teleporting. Even the bigger players in the NBA display agility comparable to guards in most other leagues. Now, think about strength. NBA players are not just tall, they're built through years of intense, professional strength training combined with genetic advantages. This translates into the ability to absorb contact without losing control, power through defenders, and hold their ground against anyone trying to outmuscle them. It's not just gym strength, it's functional basketball strength, perfectly tailored for competition at the highest level. Then, there's the vertical leap. Watching NBA games on TV doesn't do justice to their leaping ability. These players can grab quarters off the top of the backboard or touch the rim with their elbows. It's not just a flashy skill for dunks, it transforms their ability to shoot over defenders, block shots, and dominate rebounds. These physical attributes cascade across the game, influencing everything from defense to shot creation to finishing at the rim. It's not just size or raw power, it's how those attributes seamlessly integrate into their gameplay. Teague also highlighted another crucial aspect: the unparalleled competition level that NBA players face throughout their careers. These athletes have been competing against top-tier opponents since their teenage years, whether in tournaments, high school championships, or college basketball. Every step of the way, they've honed their skills against others with comparable physical prowess. By the time they reach the NBA, they've developed the tools to succeed against elite competition, having battled players who could match their speed, strength, and athleticism. They've learned how to score against the toughest defenders and adapt to the relentless physicality of the sport. So, when Teague says Wilson couldn't beat even the most bench-bound NBA player, it's not about diminishing her accomplishments. It's a reality check about the vast physical and competitive gaps that exist between the WNBA and NBA. It's not disrespect, it's an acknowledgement of the sheer intensity and depth of talent in men's professional basketball. This debate has sparked chaos in the basketball world, but one thing's clear: the gap between the WNBA and NBA is a conversation that won't die down anytime soon. What's your take on A'ja's bold claim? Drop your thoughts below, like, and subscribe for more sports drama and breakdowns.